welcome those watching on Twitch and Twitter. We will be getting started with another session today. We do have another $100 Learn and Earn giveaway today as well. So if anybody inside the Discord happens to stay throughout the duration of the live stream, you do have a chance to win that $100. So again, hopefully it's your lucky day today. But yeah, we're going to let some people get in here real quick, both on Twitch, Twitter, and the Discord, and we will get started in about 5 minutes. All right, and with that being said, let's go right into the actual stream. Change this real quick. One second, let me fix this. All right, there we go. Finally. All right. Welcome everybody watching. This is going to be a live stream regarding the trending page update that we ended up getting yesterday. This is going to be more for the EU friendly time zone. Um, Green Sky Hot Mic. Uh, Oops. Yes, we'll be going over the trending page today. And again, for those people who have any questions regarding the tool or any of the metrics that we'll be going over, please drop a question in the chat and I will be able to bring it up on screen live. So, and again, for those in the Discord, if you'd like to voice your opinion, you guys can click that link and I should be able to bring you up inside a queue to answer those questions. So let's jump right into it. We are actually going to start on our trending page. And again, if you guys have not seen the update, it kind of looks exactly like our minting page. We are going to have some discrepancies between the two. They do have very noticeable same attributes, but the way they're calculated is going to be a little bit different, and that's what we're going to go over today. Um, we do have two sections that we're actually going to break the trending page down into. One is going to be trending projects, and one is going to be live sales. First, we're going to start with trending projects, and we'll start from left to right. The first thing you can see here is we actually have the project name itself, the total supply of the project itself. Then you have this little pending transaction. What this transaction here is indicating is that um, there's this many, whatever number this is, so five right now, five transactions that are live that are pending to go through right now. Um, and again, that's going to be a major indicator for us to see if there's multiple things that are trending. We can immediately see, hey, what's the thing that most people are buying right now? We can see there's 8 buyers here, there's 10 buyers here, we have 3 buyers here. So it gives us a really cool uh, breakdown to show us exactly how many, um, pretty much how many buyers are coming into the project at one point. So definitely a neat little metric that we ended up getting. Next is going to be unique holders. This is going to be a very nice indicator for us. Notice there's 3 different colors that we have displayed here. We have a gray or a silver, a green, and we also have an orange or a yellowish color as well. These color codes are going to be described as the following. If you have a green unique indicator holder colorway, this is going to indicate that you have over 70% unique holder ratio, meaning that at this point, so there's for every 10 NFTs, there's about 9.5 buyers or 9.5 owners. So that's very key. If you have come to the last sessions, we talk about going through thin walls on our cell walls on the view mode. And this number is pretty much correlated to how thin our walls are going to be. Doesn't mean that it's just going to be flying through potential price targets, but it's a lot easier to get to higher price targets because more people only have one NFT. And again, if you only have one NFT, you're more likely to hold on to that as opposed to if you had more than one NFT. We're saying maybe like 10 NFTs. So this number is very key to look at. The next color is going to be the orange or the yellow, and that is going to be at least 50% unique holder ratio, which again, that's pretty solid. Personally, I like projects with um, at least 50% unique holders. That's just the preference of the way I trade. So this metric for myself is going to be one of the most utilized. I'm probably not going to mess with lots of projects that have the following, which is going to be the gray colorway, which is going to be under 50% of unique holder ratio. And again, that's something that personally I'm not going to be very intrigued by, because what this is saying is that there's less there's less number of owners to the actual supply, meaning these people who are holding actually have bigger bags, meaning they have more than one token. Notice this percent, there's about 9.5 people to 10 to each 10 NFTs. This one is saying for each 10 NFTs, there's about 2.5 people who own that NFT. So they probably own about 5 each on average, which is something I'm really not looking to kind of get into, because it just opens up a bigger probability for sellers to dump, I guess, the NFT or the actual NFT on people who are actually looking to buy. So that is going to be a neat little breakdown of the colorway for unique holders. Kind of neat that we have 3 in a row right here as well. Before I forget, if you notice this artsy monkey doesn't have a little blue little chip next to it, as opposed to this rare Apepes does. Um, we do have this metric implemented where if you see one of our little blue chips next to the unique holders, it's going to indicate that this is at least 10% NBCP. So this is, again, NBCP is going to be next blue chip probability. And the reason we look at this is because it's not only a technical metric, but it's more of a social metric. Again, just getting more eyes onto the project on bigger audiences is just bringing the probability up that there's more demand coming in, because the more eyes that are on it, it just brings up the potential for demand to come in again, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the demand to come in. So ideally, the higher the MBCP, the higher the, I guess, quote unquote, bigger money or smarter money happens to come in, or at least we get this project into their view, which is kind of what we're looking for. And that's only going to be a single blue chip. Let's see, ooh, right here. If we scroll down, we can see Bonsai right here has 2 blue chip percentage uh, little chips right next to it. And what that's going to indicate is that projects with 2 blue chip chips next to them is going to indicate that they have at least 20% NBCP. And notice this one right here is literally right at 20. So again, the more the blue chip, again, the higher the probability of demand to be coming in. And again, being able to see who's inside of the who's actually holding it and who's actually minting the actual project itself. That's a very key metric to take a look at. So notice you have lots of mutant apes, you have moonbirds, you got um, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Cyberkongs, Proof Collective, Meebits. It's a pretty neat little breakdown that we get all in consolidated into one page. So very neat kind of breakdown that we have here. Then we'll end up going to the right hand side, which is going to be the next breakdown for a colorway, which is going to be listing percentage. So we're going to have pretty much 2 prominent ones that we're going to be honing in on. The blue indicator, this one here, is going to indicate under 15% of the actual supply. Total supply is actually going to be under 15% listed. So if there's let's say 10,000. It's a 10,000 supply, and there's only 1,500 listed. This is going to pop up as 15%. Here on the purple metric, this is going to indicate that only 5% of the total supply of this project is actually listed. So pulling these higher or pulling these colorways of the blue and the purple metrics, this is going to tell you, hey, um, on the seller side, or people who are actually buying the NFT, um, are they actually holding on to it as a whole community, or what's kind of the overall consensus with that? Um, and that's definitely one of the metrics we're going to want to look at, because if we have a smaller supply being listed, um, it's again a thinner wall to kind of get through at that point. If we only have 150 listings to get through, and each person only has about one NFT each, that's something I'm probably intrigued by. Again, if we actually get into that project, that's something completely different. Um, but as we go to this right hand side, you're going to see a little graph next to each trending project. And what this is going to show is 2 hour data, no matter what time frame you're on. So if you change this to 1 hour, you'll see the same graph that's going to pop up. Um, and what this is going to show is just a quick live visual of saying, hey, is there actual demand coming into the project? Where do we exactly stand within the cycle? And really helpful if we have lots of things that are trending kind of at the same time. Just gives us the overall strength of the actual project that's actually happening. So cool little pop up that we end up getting. Then we have this right hand side of the trending projects portion, which is going to be average floor price and sales. This average floor price here, notice we're going to have two little arrows kind of next to average floor price and actual sales. Um, this here is going to be correlated to each box. Notice how the prices are changing actually here whenever we change the actual time frames. This is going to indicate whatever time frame you're on. So let's say the last 15 minutes. This is going to show the average floor price within that last time frame, and calculating, saying, hey, this is within the last 15 minutes. We're actually down from the last 15 minutes on the average floor price. And this is displaying what the average floor price actually is. So notice if we actually change this to a 30-minute, that actually changes the box that we get on that actual project, because again, it's calculating at this particular time frame. Same thing with sales. If you pop up the sales on each individual time frame, you will get this little indicator here. And what that's indicating is, if it's green, it's saying that you have net positive of whatever time frame that you're calculating. So in the last 30 minutes, we're up. Uh, we're above the sales that we were on the last 30 minutes that we had calculated. So, cool little metric that you get just at the tip of your fingers by, again, just being able to click and seeing like, hey, these within the last hour we're up in sales, and on floor price we're up as well. In the last 30 minutes we're up as well. So this can tell you just quick momentum, just strictly based off the time frames itself. I know that's kind of a lot to break down right now. Going to see if we have any questions in the queue. I do have two people in the queue. I have Paulindo and Fort Knox. Did any one of you guys want to be brought up first? All right, I'm gonna bring up Paulindo first. Fort Knox, you're okay. Cool. Paulindo, you should be live. If you have a question, you can go ahead and ask that, but you should be live on screen. No dice. All right. So were there any questions for guys people in the Discord? You guys can unmute your mics if you guys have any questions. Were there any questions regarding any of the um, breakdown I just went over regarding the trending projects portion of the trending page? No dice. I see people typing, so I will give them that time. Oh, there we go. Baba Yay. Will there be a massive bidding function? That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know in the space there is being an influx of bots coming into the space. So if we finally need that, we do need that function back. I think we will add that. Again, I'm not 100% on that status of that bidding function. I will have to get back to you on that. Good question. All right. I have another. Oops. One sec. I think I had somebody else pop into the queue. Yo, yo. I guess I'll bring you up into the stream. Yo, yo, you should be live. We should be able to hear you on the live stream. You guys are so scared to come up and talk. It's hilarious. All right. I guess we don't have anything to come up and ask questions about. We'll jump into the right side of the screen. So we are going to end up on this portion here, the live sales portion, which is a really interesting function that we actually get here and displays lots of very important data that we should be utilizing for sure. So the first thing we're going to look at is, again, the project name, pretty self-explanatory. Then we get to the bottom portion here. We're going to have three little symbols that we're going to break down. We have a little gas pump right here, a little symbol. We have a little fire flame symbol and a little ETH symbol. The gas pump is going to indicate the gas range that's being spent within the actual project. So for those who have trouble sniping individual projects and you can't really figure out why you're getting out sniped, this here is going to directly tell you what you should average your gas at and what you should average your priority at as well. So gas range is going to be the first indication. The second indication or the symbol is going to be the flame, which is going to be priority fees. So if you see that you're getting out sniped, it's probably because your gas settings are a little too low and your priority is probably a little too low. And here is going to tell you exactly the range that people are utilizing for that individual project. So a really neat metric here because, again, you can see how big the demand is for each individual project that's floating through. Then you have the last ETH little symbol here. Really interesting metric as well because this and this is going to be directly correlated. You're going to have the total amount of ETH being transacted at this point in time, which is happening through 27 transactions. So 27 transactions is making a total of 0.449 ETH by 13 people. So this here is telling us how many people are actually making these transactions. So that's another key metric to kind of look at as well. Because if we have, let's say, one person buying 30 or has 30 transactions, that's a lot less bullish as opposed to having 24 people buy 24 transactions of something, of this actual NFT. because again, that's showing there's way more demand. There's not just a single individual person pushing that project. There's actual demand coming behind the actual project itself. So again, this is going to be a live feed, so it's going to fluctuate. But if you guys can utilize this for momentum plays, this is going to be a very awesome tool for you guys if you guys can actually um, get the hang of watching what's actually in play. Um, and yeah, it's a really awesome tool that I think we ended up getting added here. So that's pretty much going to be it for the trending page itself. Again, we ended up kind of mirroring it like the minting page. So they look pretty similar to each other. Um, but yeah, that's going to be the breakdown for the trending page today. Again, I guess I'll open up the floor to anybody in the chat. Open up the chat overlay. So if you guys have any questions, they should pop up on screen. Again, if anybody has any verbal questions that they'd like to ask on screen, I can drop that link as well, and you guys can ask a question on the live stream. Again, lots of new faces here. Again, if it's your first session here, appreciate you guys. These sessions usually last about an hour or so. Again, we really encourage that people kind of ask questions because, again, if you have the question, there's a very good chance that other people also have the same question. So quiet today. I guess I'm not too sure what to talk about. Does anybody have a live example of anything that they want to check out? I feel like I'm talking to myself today. Is there an Insta buy button? Yeah, there are. It's going to be in the view itself. So, like, you can see there's a transaction here. So I wanted to buy this individual one here. You can just pop that up and buy that through, but I'm not going to buy that. Prolific participants. Yeah, I would love some people who participate. That'd be awesome. Colvo. Will there be active pendings on project page like there is on the trending page? Active pendings. Oh yes. Actually, there's a question that was brought up like that yesterday. I actually brought that to the team as well. Like total active list or total active transactions that are going through. That would be pretty cool to see because sometimes I'm assuming you're talking about this. Like if we get lots of sweeps that come in and this page is just filled with orders, it's kind of hard to calculate unless you manually do that. But yeah, that's definitely something we will be looking at. Wonder Vision. Hey man, not directly related to what you're showing, but will we have wallet analysis? Give me a few of the floors and total value of my wallet, for example. That's also a good question. I'm again not 100% on that. I can't really touch on that. I don't want to give any false hope or anything like that, but I can say that it's been talked about for sure. I just don't have any information on that myself. Good questions. Let's see. see if we can find something live to kind of jump in and look at. Just trying to see if this participant's NFT would do something, but it doesn't have enough ETH volume in it. What are these things? We got 5% listed. What's this? Let's see. We have a question from Fort Knox. Any chance to get multi-listing option? I have hundreds of DGen NFTs. Uh, we're looking to try to incorporate some listing features because, yeah, I mean, that's the point of trying to be the best all-in-one tool, right? To be able to do it all in one spot or one place. So as of yet, not yet, but definitely being talked about for sure. Ludo had a question. There's another tool that expands on holder features. It does show the wallet list and how many of the NFTs. That might be an interesting add to the feature. Yeah, definitely there are other tools that do that. There are a few other tools that I'm kind of messing around with that potentially could be, I think, added in the future, but yeah, we're definitely looking into that wallet expansion because we definitely want to know who we're selling to and who's actually picking up the NFTs. So, um, yeah, we're definitely trying to figure out different metrics to kind of bring up to just kind of give us an edge. So, definitely looking towards that. Boomer, when you snipe, is it better to choose a different setting for GUI example, rapid fast mode? That would again depend on the project itself. So if you're paying default like gas for something like this right here, like Fat Cat Planet, you can see the gas range that's kind of happening. It's 9 to about 60. And up here is the actual gas that's happening, which is about 30. It's about 34 GUI right now. Um, so if you do rapid, it should double that gas range, and you should be fine. But let's say you get into something like Mirage Gallery, notice the gas range here and how that changes, and look at the priority difference. That's insane. Um, yeah, so you just have to. One depends on how bad you actually want that, and two, you have to look at how bad other people actually want that, and that's what this here is displaying itself. So showing you how many people want it, how many people are buying it, the gas range that they're using within, and the priority range that they're within as well, and how much ETH is kind of transacting at the same time. But yeah, it's a very, very good question. Vincent, can I watch your stream later? Yes, you can. You should be able to watch it on Twitter. I will be able to drop the link to my Twitter. Get that real quick. And this link should have the live stream going on as well. Here you go. Yo, these new overlays are sick. Appreciate that, Dylan. We're trying to up the productivity here, so glad you like it, man. If you got any suggestions or anything, shoot them down. Do the graphs on the trending page for each project change with the time we sort it by? No, they do not. They stay in an over. They stay showing. I believe you're talking about this portion here. This graph. Whenever you change the time frame on the graph itself, it should still show a time span of 2 hours at this point. Again, that's going to give the overall view. We are looking to potentially change it with the time frame. I think that would be pretty cool. But for right now, it's going to be 2 hours worth of data that is being calculated at this point. That's a great question. Wonder Vision. Does anyone know if it's possible to prove token sale on platform before you even own the NFT? If this is possible via Alpha Sharks, that would be awesome to prove before volume and gas spikes. That's an interesting idea. I will jot that down. Again, I think that's more of a back end question. I don't deal with the back end too much, but I can definitely pass that over, see if we can try to do something like that. Again, if you guys have any suggestions, concerns, or any ideas you guys have, you guys should definitely drop them in the comments because I go back after every live stream and pretty much break down the suggestions and what we had gone over and what could be more efficient. So here's definitely the place to voice your opinion if you guys have any opinions on how to better the Sharks analytic tool, or if you just have any suggestions overall. Again, everybody's feedback is very welcome. Uh, Gup. So it's like 5-minute bars for the last 2 hours. I do have to get the individual bar time frame. I don't know exactly what time frame they're being calculated on. Um, they could be 5-minute bars over the last 2 hours. It could be 15-minute bars. But I do have to get back and confirm that with you guys. Boomer, can you explain the momentum graph when it is better to buy in? Yes. So the momentum graph that you're speaking on, let's jump into. It's kind of hard to show the momentum. Well, I guess we can do this one because there's something going on here. Uh, let's go last 1 minute. Okay. Um, so the momentum graph, the one that you're talking about, Boomer. Um, I like to use these three graphs on the bottom portion. I like to use them in conjunction with each other. Um, One of the things I do like to see for, um, I like to see the cell walls initially, and I want to see again our owner to supply ratio. That's something I would like to kind of hone in on, but I also want to hone in on the amount of active listings as opposed or in conjunction with the supply, because what that's giving us is our percent listed variable or percentage. And again, that's going to be sub 5%. That's something that we're at least going to want to take a look at. We can see here we're actually getting some volume coming in. And again, you're asking how to use this, the momentum graph particularly. And the reason I bring up volume is because what exactly is volume? Volume is pretty much uh, demand on sales that are actually coming in, meaning transactions that are happening. And that's exactly what we're calculating with this purple metric. The purple metric here is we're going to have a middle line being zero, being our flat line. And what this is indicating is saying, hey, if purple listings start to rise over time, what is that telling us? That's telling us that over time, this time frame that we're staying within, that the demand is actually, we have more demand coming in and our demand's increasing at that point. That's something that we definitely want to take a look at. One of the other things that we're going to look at too on this graph here is going to be listings. You're going to see red and green bars, which are going to be indicated here. The red bar is going to indicate that pretty much the same thing that we show on the left-hand side. If you have a red bar on the left side, it's showing that this person had a previous listing, and what they did was not make a new listing, but they updated that listing and undercut themselves. So um, again, if you start to see lots of reds coming in, that's probably telling you that hey, there's potentially people that are undercutting each other at this point because it's happening back to back to back to back. And the green listings is basically going to tell us that this is the first time that this person or this asset is being listed. And again, we can see over time as people are starting to list, we can see the correlation with this chart here. Just because, again, this is negative, these are going to be positive numbers. It's just calculating it by the way it's displayed. Um, but yeah, these are pretty much going to be directly correlated. Look at 1130. So starting from here, this is 1130 and 1130 right here. Notice what happens with our listings. They go straight up, right? Well, straight down on this graph, but straight up on this graph, indicating that we have listings going straight up. And again, let's take it back to the supply and demand model. If we have supply that's rising and demand that is not combating it, what's going to happen to our floor price? We're going to go down. That's just the logic behind the supply and demand model. In order for price to increase, we need one of two things to happen. We need demand to either stay steady or increasing, with supply staying steady or decreasing, or we need demand completely increasing while our listings are decreasing. Meaning, we, instead of this graph at 1130 going straight up with listings, we wanted to see the opposite. We wanted to see, instead of this formation, we wanted, notice how we have this right here, we wanted to see this and not a dip here. We want to see this. And then we also did not want to see listings rising. We wanted to see listings go towards zero. Because again, what's that telling us? We have demand coming in and less supply that's happening. So our thinner walls to get through. Um, that's definitely something that we're going to be wanting to hone in on. Again, this momentum graph is only going to be pretty valid for this time frame, which is why I was saying it's kind of harder to use if you're trying to do like a bigger, longer type swing trade, just because of the time frame that's being calculated at. But yeah, it's pretty much how you utilize that um, momentum graph. Let's see the questions. Prolific. Does the average on the trending page reflect the average for that time frame? Yes, it does. It should be directly correlated to the time frame that you're changing. Prolific. Is it possible if we can change the default chart settings? I always click the average off. Yeah, we're working on making layouts for people, so don't worry. We'll get the your guys' trader homes all set up pretty well. So yeah, we're looking to kind of create that. I hear you. I'm always doing that as well on my end. Loki man, bypass the overview window step and put that info on the project page. Since we can only be the MBCP and only distribution, the project is trending. That info is lost if the project we want. Bypass the overview window step. On the project page. That would make sense. Actually, yeah, I brought that up to the team yesterday as well. So yeah, definitely have that being sent out already. Vincent, what is T norm and T count? That's a great question. What you're talking about is going to be up here. These are going to be the algorithm rarity calculators that we're going to be pretty much messing with. They should be just set as default. Again, I've been beta testing Alpha Sharks for, again, since it was in pre-build, and the amount of times I've had to change norm and count have been, I could count them in one hand, probably 2-3 times maybe. Ideally, when you utilize these, you're just changing the way that how you calculate ranking. So notice here, if I change, oops, notice if I click change the norm, notice that that rank shows up a little different. If I change the count, that shows up a little different as well. Um, I would leave it the same or default unless you start to see lots of red ranks, meaning um, again, if something's unrevealed, they're all going to be the same rank. But if something's unrevealed and you see ranks that are red, meaning that the the algorithm is not confident in that ranking, then that's when you want to start messing with the norm and count functions. But other than that, it's basically just messing with the way that the algorithm calculates rarity. Great question. All right. All right. I think that's about it for today. Again, if you guys have any questions, you guys can drop them inside the chat itself, or you guys can come up and speak on the live stream. But that's pretty much going to be it for today. We do have another question, Ludo. What's the cube icon and its number to the right of the ether price? Second one from the top right. Active nodes on the blockchain, maybe. Uh, that's a good question. I think that's the block that I think that is the active block. I do have to double check that itself. That's a great question. Cool. I see Dylan typing. Stop typing. All right. I think that's going to be it for today. Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick breakdown. I'm seeing lots of new people in here, and just want to say appreciate you guys coming down. Yeah, I know you guys don't have to be here. Um, we will be doing the $100 ETH giveaway. So for those who have stuck around and actually ask some questions, will be actually put into the raffle itself. So I think Jap, if you're still up here, I think I can bring you up. Let me. Here again. You're good. But yeah, appreciate Jap because without him, I'd be having to manually type this myself, and we'd be here for probably another hour. So yeah, everybody give Jap some hearts in the chat because appreciate Jap so much. Hey, get that Jap, you get all the love. I hear you. We'll work on like a signal or something. Damn. I have viewing right now. My screen is 32. In the chat, I'm sure there's more. I'd have to manually count. Good. You guys are breaking Jap's fingers over there. That's awesome. Yeah. Did you want me to resend it to you? For sure. All right. And then you could pop your screen up as well. All right, there it is.
Hey, can you hear me?
Not gonna hear.
Okay. All right, here it is. Definitely more than 30 right here. So good luck to everyone.
All right, good luck, everybody. Who is it today? Who is it?
Wow, congrats,
NFT?
NFT.
What? No way.
Definitely deserve that.
Congrats. Dude, NFTs at every
Yep.
single AMA or live stream, so that's awesome.
Yep. Congrats. Yeah, go open a ticket and we'll send you those $100.
Dang, it's your lucky day, NFT. Congrats, bro. Yeah, awesome. That's awesome to hear, NFT. So what happens? You show up, you learn and earn $100. That's awesome, man. Um, well, yeah, that's going to be it for this week's live streams. I think we had two pretty solid ones this week. Definitely had a great turnout this last week. So again, if you guys can keep showing up, you might be your lucky day next time. But yeah, we're going to be trying to incentivize more people to show up. Again, if you guys can help spread the word by either retweeting the live streams or just telling people about Alpha Sharks itself, or these sessions, that would be awesome because, again, the word is going to be very helpful. We can't do it all ourselves. So, again, appreciate you guys coming down. Thank you guys for the feedback. We will be getting that to the team immediately. And again, trying to make this the best platform for everybody utilizing it. So again, we appreciate you guys coming down. We should have the schedule out again, I believe Sunday night or Monday morning. Again, we'll be shooting again for Tuesday, 7:15 Eastern, or 7:15 p.m. Eastern, and another day, either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. But definitely stay tuned for that in media announcements. But yeah, that's going to be it for this week, guys. I will catch you guys next week, and may all your guys' bags be pumped and you guys stay safe. I will catch you guys next time.